What's up again, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Black Atlas Radio. I'm your host, Michael Cannon, and today we have a special guest with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the camera.
I'm Sophia Haz. It's Sophia and the E is a 3, and you can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Instagram, all the good stuff. All under that name.
For sure. We definitely recorded like 3 minutes of this interview before
we did.
Before I realized I had not even pressed record on the camera. So that's how professional we are over here. But anyways, we were beginning to talk about your name change and how we had done a previous interview with you before. If people want to go check that out, that's fine. I'll throw a link in the description. But you're a different person now because people change, and it's 2019. We're going into 2020, and a lot of shit happens just in the span of 1 year. And I think it's been about 2 years since our last interview. So
probably,
why don't you fill the people in on what's been going on with your life since our last encounter?
Okay, so I think last time I talked to you, it was before the Waka show.
It was right before the concert,
Yeah, we did I opened up Waka Waka. That was dope.
That was dope as fuck.
Yeah, that was crazy. Since then, I've changed my name. I was formerly under Lele, and now I go by Sophia Haz.
Right.
I started all the way over, like on everything, like social media. Just made all new. So all my old stuff is out there still if you want to look for it.
Was it something that you were like already sort of sitting on the idea, or was it more like spontaneous, like, you know what, I think I'm gonna just go for like a whole new image?
I think I wouldn't even call it a new image. It's just more, I think it was just more everything, like the history for me personally, like I was tied in with the name, just everything that I've learned and grew as a person. Just like I wanted to make a transition, I guess, more so than like a all new version. More of like a transition and just being more comfortable with myself. And Sophia is my middle name. So, and then Hayes is I took Hayes as a Jimi Hendrix reference, like Purple Haze. I'm really into Jimi Hendrix. But then the E I changed. So what happened was there was actually like a Sophia Haz, like that variation. I was like, oh well, I really like the name. Yeah. So I changed the E to a 3, which actually ended up working out because 3 is like, for me personally, 3 is just like it's like a recurring number in my life.
3 is a dope number.
Yeah, and it's also the number that represents like creativity, I guess. And
okay.
So it's
I didn't know that, but all right.
There's multiple meanings for why I did that, but it ended up working out, making more sense for me anyway. So I was like, I kind of like it better like that. So
okay. Was there like a musical shift at all too, or do you think you were still pretty much in the same mindset?
There's been growth for sure, and I think coming into the name is just me. Also, just being more comfortable and trusting myself as an artist too.
Right.
I think when you get older and you just grow into your own person, you realize you shouldn't really care what other people think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You definitely that helps with age and just growing and just being more comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, I think that's just something that comes with age in general.
Yeah.
Whether you're an artist or not, a lot of people struggle with being comfortable in their own skin, and it's cool. I see that you're still pushing your music pretty tough. Is there anything, what's your most recent work that you've put out that you would want people to hear maybe if they haven't heard of you yet?
Oh yeah, I have a video I dropped a few weeks ago called My Own, and I've been working with this guy named Louis Lenz. He's been doing pretty much all my videos now.
Oh, okay.
And, so
Louis.
So it's been really, he's from Fairfield too. So it's
Shout
really
out.
It's really dope, man. That has been just a huge blessing, just finding someone I can connect with visually, consistently, which has been like really dope.
I think that's a problem that most people have, is sort of like networking with other creatives who they might have like a certain skill to help them out in like a particular category, whether it's like editing or like producing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of shit that I myself like need help with. Obviously, like, I'm just one person, but there's, like, times that I feel like if I reached out to, like, photographers and stuff that I have, like, I feel like we could, like, come together with ideas and make something happen. But, like, it's so fucking hard because
it is hard.
You either find someone who is, like, just all about that and, like, you don't even know them personally, so it's just more of, like, a business thing, or, like, people who you know personally but just, like, aren't serious about it. It's just...
Yeah, that's always now music is so like oversaturated, so it's like even not just music but really the creative space. So it's like, I mean, anyone can just decide to be like, I'm gonna record a song.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's you'll see though who's really serious through time and like who really believes in it and who is really about it. And I've just been lucky. It's all about like building your team and like. You can't. It's as much as you want to do everything yourself. It can be very overwhelming at some points trying to and I think you also need to learn how to do shit yourself because then you realize the work that does go into some like doing a video. Like I've edited my own video before. I know how annoying for someone who doesn't really like editing videos. Like it's so much better to find someone who actually loves being in front of the computer and doing that shit.
Right. So I edit all of our videos that go up on our YouTube, and I definitely use the fucking free software program that comes with your shit, the Windows Movie Maker, because I don't know how to do any of that. So yeah, it's good to, I guess, invest in those skills early on, depending on like if that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
But sort of going back to the music, would you say that having a couple of more years on you, like with you pursuing music as a career, do you think you have like a little bit more leeway than most emerging artists that are like local right now? Because a lot of the times people come in here, they're like, oh yeah, like honestly, like I just started doing this shit like last year or 2 years ago, and then whatever song that it was popped off, and that's what got me like noticed, or like I got this song that got me hella subscribers on my YouTube, but honestly I've just been doing this shit like, you know, recently.
I mean, everyone's journey's different, and I've always been eager to learn more and more, and it's interesting because I kind of come, I think, with when I decided to do music, I missed the MySpace wave.
Oh yeah,
that really could have been popping for me. And then but I'm also like a little, I don't want to like call myself old, but like compared to like 22-year-olds doing music now or who are in college.
I've definitely had people in their 30s come in here, and
so it's like I'm like in that weird space where I'm trying to kind of find how to tap in to all of that. But it's been dope. I've been working with 707 Collective. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah, I follow them. I see a lot of artists.
Really, that's how I met Louis, actually. It was someone in that group of people, Nazla Santana, actually. He was like, hey, hit up my boy. He's starting to do videos. He's a really good photographer. He's just trying to get videos in. Okay. And I was like, okay, you know. And I'm really, you know, skeptical. Not skeptical, but just like, because I've been doing music for so long, I kind of just have like a vision of like... Yeah,
you already know what you want.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, this could work or this couldn't work. But man, when we did our first video, it was like magic. Like the way like our chemistry is just really dope. Like I'll think of something and he'll voice it. I'm like, dude, I was just thinking of that idea.
That's cool.
So it's awesome to meet him and just be around a bunch of people that are all trying to do the same thing. It's really motivating to be a part of something.
And it's cool also that you still sort of have like your foot in the whole like local music scene, Fairfield wise. Yeah. Like even though you're still, I mean, you're not like hella far away or anything, but there's a lot of people out here, like specifically in general. And I know it's just like the deeper you get into the Bay, like the more diverse that the music gets. And would you say that Bay Area music is something that inspires your sound?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Specifically, or is it just something that you don't really necessarily try to sound like?
I mean, I don't think... it's not like I go into the studio and like, I'm about to make some hyphy ass shit. Like,
right, yeah.
But, I mean, I grew up in the era of like, the MySpace wave where like most of the music we were listening to was Bay Area music. Like, it was The Pack, it was Federation, it was E40, Keek the Sneak, J Style, you know? Right, so it's like, that's the music I grew up to.
Them people still making music today.
Yeah, like. so it's I would be lying. It's obvious in the some of the beats that I picked that there's definitely like a driving factor of the Bay, like. So,
right. Okay.
And I, you know, the Bay has a certain energy that I like.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get it really anywhere else.
Yeah, it's like the inspiration is noticeable in a lot of other artists' music, like people who aren't even from out here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll have like a radio hit and you're like, you listen to like the cadence of the beat and you're just like, this is definitely like some Bay inspired shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, what the fuck, Tyga? I know you're not from the Bay. Like, this shit sounds exactly like Bay music though. Is there any do you have any like set in stone plans right now as far as pushing your music, like where you want to take things, or are you sort of just taking it day by day?
I think if you really want some longevity, you definitely got to think a little bit ahead. I try to, like, I have another song and a video dropping sometime in December. I just want to be consistent is really my main goal. Is to always, like, put something out. And now that I have, like, someone to work with on the visual aspect, it makes it a lot easier. So my thing, I've been dropping pretty much like a new video a month.
Mm-hmm. And that's good.
Yeah, that's been fun. It's been keeping me, because I like visually being creative too.
Right.
So it's been dope to be able to do that with the music and have a, like a visual to match.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Do you have like a creative / management team behind you, or is it mostly just you coming up with?
It's all me.
Everything? Yeah, okay.
It's all me.
That's the way to do it.
I consume a lot of content too, and so I always just get inspired by different things.
Right, other mediums too.
Yeah. I'm a fan of music and just art in general.
Right.
First before everything.
Yeah, shout out to the people who read. I don't read at all, but those people that read are always like, I'm sure you're smart. You read books, but I watched a lot of movies. I feel like that's the same shit, honestly.
Yeah, you can definitely grab from all kinds of medium, for sure.
That's good, though. I feel like limiting yourself to one, especially like when it comes to music, too, if you're like the type of person that isn't as open-minded and you limit yourself to like one genre of music, it's sort of harder to get inspired and be more original and stand out when you're creating your own.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everything comes from something anyways, like...
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Genres of music have been inspired by other genres of music. So if you're so like, you'll be good, maybe you'll make good music still. Like but you're never like Kanye West.
Yeah,
he's able to go outside the box because I'm sure he listens to just fucking like.
I'm also sure he's definitely on some type of crazy people medicine. But shout out to Kanye, I guess. Did you fuck with that Jesus is King album? Not really.
I liked it more than I thought I was going to.
I definitely did not like it at all.
Dude, I'm not. The first song is too gospel for me, for my taste.
Wow.
The song that he had.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's the first one. But the song with Ty Dolla $ign and Push It, that one slaps.
Yeah, with fucking Kenny G on the saxophone at the end.
I'm pretty sure he's like friends with Kenny G. That's why.
I'm pretty sure he's friends with anybody.
Oh, that's true.
That boy Kanye.
No, but I don't know. Yeah.
So, is there a specific artist or maybe not even artist, but like a person that you might know personally that inspires you when it comes to your message behind your music?
That's a good question.
Or well, let me back it up. I guess let me start off with: do you tend to go for like a storytelling type of vibe when you make your songs? For people who haven't heard of anything that you might have put out, is it usually like a party / turn up vibe, or do you sometimes diversitize yourself towards like storytelling? I guess.
I do a little bit of everything. I started off writing like before I got into rap. I started writing like poems and like short stories when I was like a kid, so that it just kind of morphed into like rapping when I got to my senior year.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the stuff that you'll find like my body of work that's out right now. So I dropped What a Summer like about a month ago, and that EP and the EP before that was For the Summer. Those are definitely more party driven, like upbeat.
Right.
More of like a vibe. I mean, I've been told that I make positive music, which I had never really thought I did till I really listened to like.
That's cool.
What I was. I mean, it's like aggressive.
Better than
positive.
Negative music.
It's but it's really just how I feel. Like just trying to come up, like trying to stay, I guess positive.
Right. Do you find yourself like sort of incorporating like meaning or I guess like messages into your lyrics, or is it sort of just whatever's inspiring you like that day as you're writing?
It depends. I definitely have like a couple, like I have a song on my that's out called Phases. That's like a breakup song. So that was definitely from personal experience.
Okay.
But yeah, most of my stuff I have so the song that I'm actually dropping is definitely gonna be way more personal than previous stuff. So I'm actually excited. It's gonna be a little bit different. It's not so much turn up music. It's really just about some shit I was going through. So I'm excited to drop the visual for that. So that'll be a different kind of take. I only have about maybe like 12 or 13 songs out as of under
like
this new
overall
under this new name. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm still I'm thinking about, I am in the process of like writing another EP, which is gonna stray from the summer turn up type stuff. It's gonna be a little bit more diverse production wise and just content wise of what I'm talking about. It's gonna be more personal, just more in depth about what goes on really, I guess, in my life.
Yeah, is there certain stuff that you talk about specifically that you might favor more than other things? Like maybe your personal life compared to, I guess, just stuff that'll get people to dance?
Yeah, I guess. So like with My Own is basically me just talking about being on this grind as an independent artist and just having to do it myself. And you go through this industry meeting a lot of people that you think do have your back and they don't, or you thought had good intentions and they don't.
Right.
That has been the topic, because if you go to facts, I'm kind of talking about the same thing in that.
Yeah.
More so like, people snaking you, like,
yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? And then I'm trying to think, and I also have I have aggressive music of like, I'm having a bad day, leave me alone, but it's over like a party beat. So it's like,
I feel like we all have different types of moods and like
sure.
different music that you want to listen to depending on what type of mood that you're into.
Yeah, I mean, we're all people. We all feel the same range of emotions.
Right, exactly.
So I think I like to be able to express. I don't want to put myself necessarily in a box of how I'm supposed to feel and how.
Yeah, that's good.
So.
Right, I honestly feel like that's more, it's easier to be original than to just limit yourself. Yeah. And you seem like a pretty down-to-earth person, too, so I feel like that also helps when it comes to, like, connecting with the people that listen to your music. Yeah. I'm sure, just, like, thinking back to your performance in Sonoma, I know there was, like, people in the crowd that were, like, singing along with you, too.
Yeah, it was cool.
Is that, like, something that you appreciate when you see that happen?
Yeah, it's weird too. It's almost,
no, yeah, I bet.
Like, I don't know when I get to a point where like everybody in the crowd like knows my song, that's gonna be the weirdest shit for me.
Yeah, right.
Because I've definitely that's been something I've appreciated over the years, is just me being more comfortable on stage, because that was the worst thing I ever had to do the first time I did it. It looks
scary as fuck.
It is hella scary. Like, my first show, I remember, like, it was yesterday, my hands were, like, shaking so bad. There was, like, a point, like, for a long time where, like, I'd be waiting to go on stage, and I'd be thinking to myself, why am I doing this to myself? I'm like, this sucks. But then you get up there, and it's, like, it's not that bad. I've had the worst thing. I've performed and forgot lyrics before, and when like, oh my god, that's like the worst thing that could ever happen, and then it happens and you're like, well, it wasn't that bad, like, I didn't die, so right. I can get through it.
I'm sure the people aren't that harsh too, they understand
for the most part.
I'm sure there's some dickheads out there.
No, yeah, but it's funnier because I'm really present on stage, so I see and notice a lot of things, and so like it's also funny when people are just staring at you too and not doing any, like, just. Oh,
at that point it's like, why are you at the concert?
But then they'll come up to me later and be like, "Oh, your shit was hard," or like, I'm like, "Oh, really? I couldn't tell."
Yeah, what the fuck? Why don't you jump up and down there and like show me?
It's funny. People are funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Would you say that you have a particular, like, maybe a specific song or a project that you think is your personal favorite or your best?
Every time I put something out, I'm like, this is better than the last
one. That's true.
Sure.
That's like every artist.
I don't. I'm still pretty. Like, I've only had this name, like I said, for like about a year. So I've put out 2 EPs, but they've been short EPs. So I wouldn't necessarily. There's certain songs that I like more, but it varies every day. Like, some day I'll really like this one song, like, oh, this one is the shit. And then another day it'll be this song. Or then I'll hate that song tomorrow.
Are you like an indecisive person, do you think? Or
I'm
not
just
more
always
than the
just
next
changing.
person?
Yeah, just my mood's always changing. So, yeah. Taco Bell always add stuff to their menu too.
Yeah, they always bring shit back too. From,
and I'm like, dang, I gotta try this.
Out of nowhere, they brought them taquitos back, them rolled chicken tacos. I don't know why they don't just call them fucking taquitos. But
I said the same thing.
Oh, like rolled chicken tacos. This is clearly a taquito.
Thing. I was like, this is a taquito. I've been shammed. I was like, this is not what I thought I was getting.
Hey, shout out to Taco Bell. It's fucking cold and rainy outside. It's the Saturday after Black Friday. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you have a good holiday time with your family?
I did. I worked, but then I also got family time too, so it was fine. I had a really good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my Thanksgiving this year was a lot better than the last year.
I could agree. Well, mine was also.
I was working last year as well, so I was able to get today off, or Thursday and Friday off.
Nice.
Even though I didn't do any shopping, it was still nice to just
chill.
Yeah. I mean, I hate the rain, honestly. Like, most people love the rain. Like, it's cool when you're inside, but I work outside, so this shit is trash.
I can see why you would hate it.
Yeah, no, but despite the weather, I'm still glad you came through.
Yeah, of course. Thank you
to
for
talk
having
with
me.
us. Yeah, no problem. So, would you say that we mentioned earlier that there's like a lot of other local artists coming up right now in the music scene? Do you find yourself collaborating with a lot of people, or do you sort of just try to focus on staying in your lane?
I would love to collaborate more than I actually do, to be honest. It's hard finding the time, and yeah, it's really just a time thing for me. Like, there's a lot of people I want to work with. I want to collaborate with a lot more artists. But yeah, just getting schedules in place, certain people, my ideal situation would to be going to the studio with someone and do just something like really natural and organic that way. I don't mind when people send me stuff and I just write a verse real quick, but it's like I really gotta get sit myself down to write the verse. I'm a writer, so I don't do the whole I know some people freestyling is like a really big thing, going in the booth and just saying whatever.
Are you able to freestyle at all or no?
Don't think I'm that great at it, to be honest.
Yeah, shit is hard. I feel you.
I have to definitely be inspired and be in the right mind frame to be like, okay, let me.
Yeah.
But I can really appreciate people who can I can appreciate a really good freestyler. But I mean, there's a difference between being able to freestyle good and then just freestyle.
Yeah, just saying shit that rhymes.
There's a lot of people who freestyle, but
Rhyme
I don't know if everyone's good at it.
So, do you think, if you were to collaborate with other people, I mean, I'm sure you have before, but is there, would you ever limit yourself to a different, music genre if somebody was, a singer or made, a different type of music?
Yeah, I would definitely do that. That would probably even be more enticing for me.
Right, compared to just, someone spitting a bar over, a guest feature.
If the music is good, that's always enticing. Yeah. But, I'm always trying to, push myself to see, how could I fit on this? That, to me is even, it's, almost... It's great for me and for the other artists to kind of push each other's boundaries.
Sure, yeah. Have you ever, sort of, maybe, done a little thing that doesn't sound too hip-hoppy? Or do you tend to stick to mostly rap?
In the music, I have a bunch of stuff I've never dropped that probably no one will ever hear that I've experimented on.
Sure, yeah.
And then, when I've always kind of done remixes, remixes on, popular beats and stuff. And I've chosen, poppier. I mean, I like pop music.
Yeah, right. So. It's probably the most popular music, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I don't want to say Spanish, but that sort of music.
Oh where, yeah, that's definitely gonna be an endeavor of mine for sure.
I feel like that genre right now is pretty much all radio is covering and
the Spanish trap and that Bad Bunny and all them. That's
that type of music. Him and the other guy who I forget.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, there is a few, but I feel they'll get English speaking artists on their song too, and it's just they're so even though it's a Spanish song, the how popular it is, it's worldwide.
Yeah, it's crazy. That took me by surprise that it was almost kind of like reggaeton coming back.
Uh-huh.
So that was I wasn't expecting that. That and the whole like K-pop thing is like crazy to me.
That is another big wave right now for some reason.
I would never would have guessed that.
Yeah, I mean like if you into it, you know, people whatever you fuck with, like whatever makes you happy, I guess, but I'm like I don't know. There's shout out to you guys if you can listen to other shit. I'm like I listen to specifically whatever like I'm feeling emotionally, but also there's just some stuff that like I could sit here and preach about being like open-minded and stuff, but I will really just not listen to any country music or like any hardcore like death metal dubstep type shit. Like
really?
Yeah, I just can't do it.
I can listen to it.
I mean like I'm
not the biggest fan of like all of it, but I can definitely open myself up to it.
I've tried before. It's just
it was a no-go.
Yeah. I feel like it's more like you know, just your influences, people you grew up around. Obviously like the people I grew up around were straight hip hop heads and people who only listened to rap and people who are teenagers growing up around the hyphy movement and shit like so it was just, you know, obvious that I would sort of get rubbed off with that type of influence. But it's so funny because even though like being from Fairfield and stuff, I really don't listen to Bay Area music like that. Like I always just assumed that was more of like a party type of vibe, and I wasn't like a party person like at all growing up, so it was hard for me to really like listen to a lot of that. But like there's a couple artists here and there that I think are good, but it's just like the Bay Area sound in general I feel like is starting to get like to a point where it all sounds the same. And like I don't want to say that specifically, but it all sort of sounds the same.
I guess I can see where you're coming from.
Like beat wise, if you know what I mean.
You're talking about like the newer stuff that's out right now?
Yeah, like shit that they play on the radio, you know, or just I feel like everyone sort of was trying to sound like SOB when they were popping.
Yeah.
And they were following in that footstep. Or even Mozzie too, I feel like is another inspiration for people to bite off on.
I could definitely see that. And you get, like I said, there's just so many people do music now too.
That as well, yeah. It's a lot easier to just put your shit on the internet and have people listen to it too, than just like burning CDs or like slanging mixtapes out your trunk.
I know.
But I think the best thing an artist can do is to just be yourself, because obviously no one's you. You're the only you, so like you're sort of forced to be original once you just start talking about like your own personal experiences and stuff you deal with in your life. You know what I mean?
It's the easiest. It takes a toll trying to put up an act for other people.
Right. A lot of people are good at it though.
Yeah, it sounds stressful to me.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any like? What's the next thing you plan on doing with your music? Like, are you releasing any another video maybe in December? Because we're already in December at this point. But
is it December yet?
It's November 30th. Okay. Tomorrow is December. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I will be dropping right before Christmas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you sort of are you like in the pre-planning stages of like a collective project of music under your new alias, or is it sort of like just?
I've been dropping, so I had the What a Summer EP, which was like 5 songs, and then before that I had dropped an EP last summer before the summer started.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm planning on I want to drop another EP probably in February. Is gonna be the next project. I'll probably drop at least 2 next year. So
right.
I'm working on that first one right now. Actually.
I'm also sure you don't want to like rush things too.
Yeah, I mean the EPs are they're I'm limiting them to about like 5 songs. So that's really, once I get like a groove, I can knock out. It's just getting myself to sit down and actually like, okay, record. I need to do this.
How long does it usually take for you to like record a whole song?
Record probably, I don't know, between 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I record at the Shop Studios in Richmond.
Oh,
and I work with this engineer called Will. He owns that studio. He's really dope. We work really well together. I've been going there for a while. But yeah, it could take me about 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the quickest I've probably ever written in like a whole song.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll take me days. I have to come back to it. I get stuck.
Yeah.
Come back. It just depends.
Right. I guess it's like a creative process for all artists to sometimes get caught up. I like it. It happens to me all the time where I just like I want to do something new and I like get stuck on the thought for so long that like a month will pass by and I like haven't put out a video and I'm just like, all right, clearly I'm not gonna do anything different. Let me just get back to putting out the shit that I was already doing instead of keeping people waiting. But I'm sure that's different for like musical artists and
I think everyone's process is probably a little different.
Yeah.
It's always different for me, so I'm not like tied to one way of doing anything.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think that you'll eventually make an album before the end of next year, or
ideally I would like to think so, but I'm not tied to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, also, like I mentioned earlier, we're at the point now where with the internet, you could just drop whatever. It doesn't really necessarily have to be an album, and people will still slap it. So
it's true.
But yeah. So before we close up this interview, though, was there anything else that you wanted to get out to the people?
Yeah, go stream My Own. That's the song that's out right now. It's off my What a Summer EP. And I've been getting a lot of love and support on that.
What song?
My Own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you have a video for that one or not yet?
I do. It's out already.
Okay.
My Own is out on YouTube. The video's out on YouTube.
I'll throw the link down below.
And it's streaming everywhere.
That's good, too, also, because I do not like using SoundCloud. So
yeah.
Streaming is the way to go as well.
People do love... It's on SoundCloud if you have SoundCloud, so... But it's also streaming everywhere else. So you can find me, follow me, Sophia Haz.
With a 3.
Yeah, the E is a 3. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So thanks again for coming through.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Everybody, for watching if you made it to the end of this video. Or if you're listening on any podcast streaming service. Yeah, we do that now, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this has been hella long. But anyways, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And rate us 5 stars if you're listening. Visit blackatlasmedia.com for all of our previous content. And stay tuned for more interviews with local artists and more music coming from Sophia Haz.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problemo.